Go ahead and open up.
All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises. Double honors to the elders of the Great Millstone, and peace and blessings elect of Israel. With the brothers here in GmsTampa Bay, coming to you through the spirit of the live lesson. Those will be edifying. And we're going to start second fifth chapter. Start at the top, verse 1. Going to the job of the prophets is we're here to give you the bad news. Bad news is that great destruction is coming to this world. Wherever you stay at, the four corners of the earth, get ready for great troubles and tribulations, as James Fabric says, never seen before. So going into us knowing that the times that are coming into is like the time that before. How we're preparing ourselves to the Lord, which requires faith. That's the only thing that the Lord's gonna deem worthy, all right, enough, as far as traits. It's not gonna be how much money you got. It's not gonna be how important you are in the world. It's about how much faith you have. Now about trying to, force back by your works. Not taking the C hip, which is animal TB, Revelation 13, verse 16 on down, ultimately holding fast to sound doctrine, ultimately sound of our faith, But everybody's got a precept before we get that segment 5. But if not, that segment 5, we'll start topic 1.
This is the book of Second Ezra 9.
5.
Oh, it's 5.
Yeah.
Second Ezra
9 is good too. 5.
Okay, 5 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the book of Second Ezra 5 and 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number.
Right. So this is a warning, so concerning the tokens, meaning a sign. Okay. So one of the things that and we're looking for concerning the end of this world, the outside gave us the heads up, Matthew 4th chapter. He told his disciples privately, all right, the things that will happen prior to his great marvelous return, right? Going to great judgments and the point that I don't know that's coming. Okay, this is what the Lord's making a statement, making a point. Because as going to examples of kings of old, prime examples going to ancient Egypt, the Lord delivered his people out of ancient Egypt, all right, the Israelites, by great judgments. Okay, and hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that ultimately the Lord's works be magnified in the land of Egypt. So that praise and fame went out throughout all the four corners of the earth. So going to again this return of the Lord, best believe, it's going to be known as Revelation 1st chapter says, every eye shall see him. I'm not going to be an event saying, damn, I missed it like you missed the football game. Everybody's going to see and know about what's happening on earth, especially concerning the things that are going to happen. So called America being out in the great, it's going to be destroyed by the missiles, right? But
it reads on. It says, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
So the land of truth shall be hidden. Get that in Romans. If it's got to be hid, right? So it's not that it's far off. You can't get to it. You got to go travel the 7 seas at a broader space. Do some impossible tasks. Go grab some moon rocks, and come back, and maybe you'll find the answers to your salvation. No, it's different book of Deuteronomy. This word is very nigh unto you. How is it very nigh unto you? You got men on the highways and byways week in and week out. On going into the YouTube, all right. Pushing this word out, all right, warning you of the things to come. So as the house I said, if I have not come, there was no clue. So now that the Lord came, okay, whether you knew it or not, okay, in your ignorance, or if you knew, which here we're in the information age, okay. It was 2023 and you never heard of Israelite, okay, you're living under a rock, okay. Again, going into things that's coming to pass, you can't say I didn't know. Okay, damn sure things aren't right on this earth. And if you don't say so, it's because you're joining hand in hand. So you're just part of the problem. So what we're going to do with you.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
Yep. So going into the God of this world, who's the God of this world? Is Esau Edom ran by the spiritual Satan, going to the left side of the Lord. Okay, so the Lord, which going to the purpose, the bigger picture, the Lord does not want to save everybody. And going to this marvelous gospel, this life, this truth is not going to shine everybody because the Lord's not going to deliver everybody, you know? So again, going to this gospel is only hit to those who aren't supposed to receive it. Okay, it's not hit because you can't get it. It's because the Lord's not giving it to you, you know? You got something?
Be a little sanctuary in the land of our captivity. Back it up, you know, Lord, never you can feel like you know, number the man who was the fight for the Lord all the way down to 300. Back it up. The Lord is the scripture saying that the world succumbs to few. All right, he's only dealing with a small remnant. Two of our people, excuse me, what has to steal from getting is truth. You know, but
I had a great precept. This is St. John 14:17. It says, even the spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. Yeah. All right, because the spirit of truth, all right, the Lord is brought down, all right, the comfort, he's brought down the spirit around to what? His holy prophets. All right, and now the prophets are out here prophesying, all right, and giving you these things of the scriptures and breaking these things down into you, all right, giving you the understanding, all right, giving you what? The spirit of truth. All right, but when it goes to it and says, whom the world cannot receive, it's the Lord putting that mental block on you. All right, you're not going to be able to receive it if you're not of the hopeful elect. Okay, and it says, neither knoweth him. All right, so the world can't know who Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is. All right, because I believe it's in the book of St. John, chapter 6, I believe it's verse 40 or 44. It goes into how you can't be drawn into Yahushua unless what the Father draw you unto him. All right, so therefore, showing that it is a block. All right, and the Lord has what? A remnant set aside, okay, for them to receive it, and while the rest of the world, they cannot receive it.
And that's going into, you know, you go into simple economics, you know, something that's worth something is usually, you know, harder to get, a higher value, a higher price. So, you know, that's how the Lord did with his work, you know. Yeah, of course, there's going to be a time and place when the kingdom of heaven is established on the Yahweh Shai word, you know, going to that new covenant. First, he started with the Israelites, which only belongs to the Israelites, so the law system. This is going to be the standard, you know, this vibration of righteousness, as for to say, when righteousness and authority, people rejoice, you know, that's going to be the staple, okay, righteousness. But in this time now, it's really precious because why don't we have people in it? That's been the voice like, yeah, read that, yeah, read the first verse and then
this is the book of 2nd Ezra 5:1 again. It says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
And again, going to the office of the prophets, they're here to give you a sobering message. This is a sobering message right here. You know, where else would you hear this kind of verbiage in this speech? You know, you hear this in the world. You again, you go into maybe certain YouTube channels, and you got some doomsday preppers and things like that. All right, but they have an agenda. Okay, they're thinking things gonna lighten up and pan out better, but they don't have the whole script. You know, as the saying goes, they're not playing with a whole deck of cards. You know, don't have nobody to fall on there else. They're gonna try to deliver themselves. Okay, which that's gonna fail. You know, but then going to Jeremiah 28:8, I was saying that because this is what it is. The Lord said, those what Hebrews says, they're anointed, therefore the terror of the Lord will persuade men. The fear of the Lord is the best thing you have. That's your best outlet, you know, because going into the fear of the Lord, this is where the beginning of wisdom starts. Okay, so you talk about the being delivered, that takes wisdom, you know, and being delivered again, that it's only slated for the Lord's elect, right? Those wise servants that took oil upon their lamps, you know.
And then that first bit, what was that?
Oh, that John.
No, that second Ezra.
All right, 2nd Ezra 5:1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens,
Right there. You know what I'm saying? It said, nevertheless, as concerning the token is a sign, is a symbol. That's why I tell you in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, measures out the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the sign come to pass, which is what? The prophecy. So here we are in the last days, and what the Lord have raised up his men, starting with the prophets to preach the word, to warn the nation of Israel. Okay. So this Isaiah chapter 8, verse 18. It says, Behold, I and the children whom Yahweh hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel from the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion. All right, so we are the sign. All right, so it's obvious, when the prophets get raised up on the scene, hey, this is a message from the Lord. Something big is about to happen. And like the brother going to that value, this is what makes the men of the Lord so valuable. Because here it is, you have the creator of all, and what he speaks through men. You see? So he have chosen certain men that you gotta go through. I believe all this the other Apostle Tahar, or maybe the other Kazak, but they was going to like you people look up to the so-called celebrity here, but really you got to go through the prophets. This is who the Lord speaks to. This is where those messages coming from. I'll read this in the NLT real quick. Isaiah 8 and 18. It says, I and the children the Lord has given me serve as signs and warning to Israel from the Lord of heaven's armies who dwell in his temple on Mount Zion. All right. So when the prophet's on the scene, this is that warning. So this is that great token that the scripture said that many should be taken from the earth. All right. The Lord is in the latest place empty. So in Isaiah the 24th chapter, it says a great judgment coming, and what? The way of truth shall be hid, because the Lord, he's bringing forth that famine of the word, and what he's going to hide his men. All right.
That's quick. Matthew 16, verse 4, red letter, so Yahweh starts speaking. Matthew 16, verse 4 says, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. So Jake wants a miraculous sideshow. That's what our people always, look for. Okay? That's why they always flock to entertainment. But here it is, it's the same people. The Lord did all these great things in the land of Egypt for them. Literally had a chariot following them day and night. Okay, and Jacob was still hard-hearted and stiff-necked. The Lord's not going to. Well, I'm going to finish precept. It says, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. So that's all he got. That's all they got. You're going to be left with the prophet. Okay, if you can't deal with them, as Yahweh said it, he says, if you can't receive them, you ain't receive me. If you ain't receive me, you can't receive who sent me. That's the other thing that the brother's going into. But people are then going to Jeremiah, the Edom is made at the signs, the signs of heaven. This is a sign of heaven. It's literally the communication of the Lord and on earth. Okay, and this divine communication is only understood by those who have ears to hear and eyes to see.
The co-worker, friend, our cousin, or whoever we are to you, and we were prophets to you, things in the past, and the Lord was sitting with us the whole time. So that's why the brothers going into second and fifth chapter, because you don't get swept away, man. We're living in that same time, whereas in the days of Noah, and all niggas want to do is party, parlay, all right, get drunk and perish. These things come upon you as a woman and travail, and we're gonna be in that. We're gonna be in a state of out. What's that? That famine coming, man. It's gonna be out here starving.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I got the brother just mentioned that Ezekiel 33rd chapter. That's what I got. And the brother Mike was just reading that Matthew the 16th chapter when Yahweh Shah said the only sign that should be given to you is the sign of Jonah. That's the sign of the prophet. So this is the sign right here. When Yahweh Shah was on the scene, they didn't even take heed to that sign. So why? Jake wanted it his own way. Jake on the scripture say take heed unto the word. So you got to submit unto the word. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't gonna change his ways to cater to you. No, that's our master. We got to serve him. But this is Ezekiel chapter 33, and I start at verse 30. It says, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. You see? So they looking for a sign. So then you got people come by the camp, people clicking on these videos, but are they taking heed unto the sign? They're not taking heed unto the message. Why? Because they don't want to repent from their evil deeds. They done got too deep. They done got in too deep into this kingdom, man, into Esau Edom's kingdom. And now that it's been overturned and being thrown out, they got to go with it. But they go like they said on Matrix. You know, if they haven't been unplugged, they will fight tooth and nail to keep this system running. You see? Let me finish this up. Verse 32, it says, "And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song, of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not." Because of what? The lack of faith. Because if you truly have faith in the Lord and you truly feared the Lord, you will repent, you know? But this, yes, sir?
And this is an evil work.
Mm-hmm.
They don't take the Lord serious. You know, this is beautiful. They hear, he's able to hear this message, but come down to repentance, they ain't getting his shit pushed back yet. So that time when you getting judged is they like just say, what is this proverb? Not being prolonged. Going tying it back to the title that the brother, like I was getting into, is why there's going to be some heritage. Because the majority of our people do not take Yahweh Shemel Shai nor his prophets serious. You know, but the same must know him after death, I think.
They exploited the prophet, like I said, very loving song. You know, Jacob come out of camp, do the fist bump, ride by Shalom, and got your video just went up. They liking it up, got comments and all that. They ain't even watch the video. You know, they just being wicked. You know, they don't take it serious. Well, like the brother just going into, because that judgment isn't on the full pace how it's going to be during the time of Jacob's trouble. But going back to what we started at the second edge of the fifth chapter, what it say? See, right now it's the signs, the tokens, the prophecies coming to pass. But Jake still don't take heed until what? Till that great number begin to perish upon the earth. Let's read this last verse, brothers. Got Ezekiel 33 and 33. "And when this cometh to pass, Lord will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." All right, but at that time it's going to be too late, because right now, let's see, the Lord sent forth his prophets. He's giving you these signs to let you know to repent. You see, to store some treasures in heaven before he bring that wrath through. But once that ball get rolling and that judgment hitting, JT here, okay, then you're gonna know that a prophet has been among you. But if the Lord don't have mercy on you, that's between you and the Lord, man.
Isaiah 53, verse 1. Isaiah 53, verse 1, it says, "Who hath believed our report? To whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed?" You know, so who have believed our report? You're going to a report is pretty much short and skinny. All right, it's press news. All right, so that's what the prophets do. Okay, keep the best of our ability. Videos compressed. You know, again, try to give you the short and skinny of what's going on. You know, because again, going to the sign is plenty of sign. What good is a sign if you don't take heed onto it? A stop sign is here to protect you. All right, but if you don't use it, you just abuse that sign. You know, and that's what our people do. All right, but read again, Isaiah 53, verse 1, it says, "Who have believed our report?" All right, so again, going to a reporter, okay? You know, but a good example is a forecaster, okay? You know, and says, "Oh, according to this and that, you know, things adding up, you know, to equate to there's going to be a shower." You say, "Damn, he was right. It came." You know, I got prepared. I thank the weatherman, because if he didn't tell me, or I didn't get a news update on the phone, I would never known to grab a jacket or bring an umbrella. You know, but they don't do that with the prophets, okay? But that's why we're gonna get it on the Amos in 11. Y'all gonna be sprint, okay? Running full out sprint to try to find the man you made fun of and you walk past week in and week out, talking all that crazy stuff you all in your head, which all that crazy stuff is coming to pass, right? I'll read again. Isaiah 53, verse 1. "Who have believed our report?"
Real quick, just bring his word. Time with your report. I went to the blue letter, and it goes to report, news, rumor. You know, it's another scripture that say, "I heard a rumor from the Lord." So pretty much, we the ambassadors of the Lord. It's the message from the Most High. It says news, tidings, dimension, and down in the Strong's definition, it says something heard. And what the Habakkuk say, "I would stand on my watch and see what he has to say unto me." And we said, "Write the vision, make it plain upon tables." It also says something heard, i.e., an announcement, doctrine. You see, report, rumor, title. You see, so we coming through with the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? With the rumors, with the good news, the tidings, the death, destruction. Hey, but like the brother going to say, Isaiah 52, who have believed it? Go ahead.
Yep. And we go into again those men of opposites. They've done a diligent search. So when they speak certain things, there's depth to it. You can look it up for yourself. Apostles always say, go look it up for yourself. Go Google search. Go do an etymology search. Go on the Blue Letter and look up these things. You'll see for your own stuff. But that Jake don't go that deep. He's all riled up in emotions. And that's what gets Jake out of trouble because they go off their emotions. That's how they control. Because why? They live in flesh. But David 53 verse 1, who have believed our report and whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed. So, we're in the book of Ezra, was the second chapter. He said, the things which I have told thee, that, and he said to Ezra, I haven't shewed unto all men, but unto thee and a few men like thee, and that's those mysteries, okay? Was Matthew 13th chapter, all right? The Lord revealed his secrets, again, to his chosen, and that's it, the mysteries of the kingdom, okay? The secret, the chief book, and only a few men have these chief books, okay?
That's why you got to go to the prophets to get the message. You can't just go to anybody to get a message because it wasn't given unto them,
Yeah, and that's the name. The Lord reveals his secret unto his servants, the prophets. He don't reveal to nobody else, right? Everybody else could just try to make a copy and eventually they'll fumble and they'll tell them so that they don't believe.
That's why we brought it out in 2 Corinthians 4 chapter. If our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. You see, that's why you see the Lord set everything up in order. You got to go to his men, in a direct order to get the breakdown, to get the understanding, because prophecy is elusive. You can't just grasp that. You can't just go get it. Everybody's not here just having dreams and visions and the spirit is speaking to them. Why? Because the Lord is not author of confusion. It wouldn't be no order here. If everybody, had a download or had something to say. No, the Lord, he made a small sanctuary. That's why I say enter ye in at the straight gate. You know what I'm saying? It's a path that you have to take to come into this truth, man.
You had something with rumor?
Oh no, that was he already quoted it.
Okay.
There we go.
That's just
All right. Going back in second Ezra 5, I'm gonna go back at top one. It says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
That's why going to the relation to the testimony of our Lord is the spirit of prophecy. It's all about prophecy. Okay, and this is a prophecy. Things were written 4 times before our learning. All these accumulation of events, and things our forefathers went through are written in this little book. All right, so now in these last days we have, what we need to pretty much be equipped. As we talk about us being fully furnished onto good works, we're prepared for this time. Our mind, again, going up the loans of your mind. We kind of went to that last weekend. Last week, Wednesday class, about having the right mindset and times when, okay, if you're talking about building a community, Israelite community, a group community, and, trying to, get a 401k or have a whatever, man, anything concerning the world, you're already losing, okay? Your mind is in the wrong place because we're in a mindset this place getting to be taken out, and again, going to this word that you see here, which is so freely, as we're just talking about, freely receive, freely we give, all right? Get this free, all right? All you got to do is buy it with your time, okay? But Jake's using his liberty to do what the hell he wants to do, and that's the trap, that's the snare that our people are caught in, is pretty much trying to follow their own agenda, man. That's their why take this stuff, But because it said the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith, because it's going to say, we'll get it. Faith comes by hearing, okay? Because you can't have faith without hearing the word. You couldn't get activated without hearing this word. You didn't just say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm an Israelite. You just get this ultimate download. It didn't work like that. It worked in the process of time. Going to that far wilderness, Robert Vivens, which is Elijah, all right, which is John the Baptist coming back, going to prophecy. If you have ears to hear, okay, and again, going to elders and false down. For us now, we have 100% truth, okay, concerning salvation, concerning the salvation of our souls, okay. And again, just going into how did that happen? We saw our teachers, we heard, all right, with the word by the Lord raising up prophets of Babylon. You got it.
It's the book of Romans 10 and I started verse 16, but 20, verse 17.
13.
Verse 13, it says, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
And what is his name? Okay, Proverbs 30. What is his son's name? What is his name? What is his son's name? If thou can tell, right? But going on, so-called Jesus, That don't take no faith, okay? You know, and that's a trap and that's a snare too, okay? You know, Jake don't want to do no research. All right, simple search shows you that the letter J did not exist until a certain time ago, okay? And Jesus is a made up, the Lord is a Hebrew. So why the hell are you calling him a Greek name, a so-called Greek name? Okay, the real way you would say it is Jesus, all right? You know, but again, Yahushua was God created, right? So what would his name be in it's Yahushua, okay? So whosoever call upon his name, and again, it's not just calling a name because many people that can fix it, okay? It's not just as we also said, is people drive near people with their mouth, but their heart is far. Okay, Jake knows how to finagle on bullshit inside of man, but you can't finagle on bullshit inside of the Al-Bashar. You know, go ahead.
Verse 14, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
Exactly. They hear without a preacher. And preacher going back to what? A prophet. The Lord surely doing nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So you would have to go to the prophets. And like you say, as Brother going to earlier, you do your own research, you give your diligence, instead to show thyself approved. But it's something that you hear from the prophets that would say you will hear a voice that say this is the way. So it's something telling, man, this sounds about right. So let me go check it out. You know, let me dig into it. I got a quick precept just to back you up. John 17:6. I have manifested thy name, and manifested going to made known. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest to me, and they have kept thy word. Like I say, he have made known the name. So we're just going to whosoever should call upon the name of the Lord should be saved. But what you got to take heed into what? The signs, the tokens, which are who? The prophets. So done on that wrong?
That was good. Yeah, it's go back to faith.
Verse 17 is going to jump down to verse 17.
Well,
So,
keep going. Okay, because that quoted the three stuff.
oh, come.
Yeah.
All right. So Romans 10 and 15 now, it says, and how shall they preach except they be sent?
Exactly. You know, how can you preach except you be sent? And how do you know a man of the Lord? How do you know a man is sent by the Lord? Okay, but what he comes to pass, you know? And that's why it goes into, again, we go to the book of Jeremiah about these false prophets. It says these guys came out and spoke, but the Lord ain't sent them. Okay, you know, making up these doctrines, talking about we're already in the new covenant. You know, the MOTB is Christianity. All right, you know, these guys, the Lord's not dealing with them, okay, but they're speaking in his name, okay? And that's the issue. That's why it goes into the filings that didn't spare the flock. You know, these guys are just up for their own agendas, and what they're doing is a lot of damage. They're doing a lot more hurt than help. Yahushua said, you're either gathered or you're scattered. Okay, and that's a great offense. Yahushua put on the cross for his elect. Okay, and here it is, you're trying to undo what he did. Okay, 1,000 years ago, because now the Lord woke you up, or you heard the name of the Lord, and now you say, I'm a running.
Okay. But you heard the name from what? A preacher that was sent. And then here you go coming in this thing trying to twist it up, not acknowledging the order. And the scriptures tell you to honor them who have rule over you. You know?
That's all prophecy, because ultimately they've been preordained to that condemnation, and that's going to be a token against them when the Lord returns. Right? You're going out here, well, Yahushua said it, there's going to be many calling for my name, saying, Lord, Lord, saying, how shall you saying? All right, but the Lord's going to say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. You did a dirty work on the earth, man. All right, the Lord's not okay with it. He's going to show you in that day, man, that's the voted death by pain. You know?
Hey, and like you say, and that's a sign too, because even Yahushua even said that in Matthew 24, how many false prophets were going to arise in the last days. So we're seeing this being played out right now. That's what it's a part of the token that's going to take a lot of people in great number.
Yep, and that's why the Lord was went into so much detail to warn us of what's coming, because there's a lot going on, you know. And you can get left and lost in the sauce really quick. Okay, here it is. You got to say MOTB. You know,
Right.
What is it? What is the MOTB? You know, you out the loop. You know, I mean, watching videos. You know, eventually it's going to be cut even short, because again, where the Lord will eventually get into it, it's going to be a famine of hearing the word. Okay, not a famine of the word, because the word is in us, but a famine of hearing the word. Okay, because that luxury is going to be cut off from you. Okay, that's the Lord closing that door.
Beautiful, because you said like the word will be in us, but family of hearing the word, because it said that in what he read in 2nd Ezra the 5th chapter, it said that the truth should be barren, you know, roughly paraphrasing how it says. So barren, you know, going to like exactly like a woman can't produce if she's barren. Right. So like the men they got this truth. They ain't gonna be out on the highways, steady fishing like that,
Yeah, because that's where you're going to the word conceive. That means the same seed.
Mm-hmm.
So that seed ain't gonna be planted because you can't hear the word no more.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what it did. We quoted it again, the word behind you that seed was planted. Man, eventually the Lord gave the increase, but that process is cut if you can't get the seed, man. And the seed comes from the man, comes from the Father.
That's why it's important. We always going to how time sensitive this is. It's important to get it while it's hot, to get it while it's good, because there comes a time where the Lord closing up shop, man. You think that you can keep coming back next week, tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Any given day, man,
Here's next one up. Was he probably right to the point? I was probably 5 and right to the point of verse 6. It says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, in the light of righteousness have not shined to us, that the sun of righteousness rose not on us. All right, go ahead.
Yep, and that's pretty much Wisdom Song of chapters and the dialogue of all the really going to wicked of our people that took this opportunity, all right, to see the man of the Lord and take advantage as goes into what's that crossroads chapter about they misusing the prophets. Okay, misused me, they didn't apply it. It is you thought, the prophets are here just to make fun of men with, curtains on, and this whole time, these are the men the Lord is dealing with. But this is their inner dialogue within their mind. That shows you how powerful the Lord is. This is prophecy, man. Okay, people going to be saying within themselves. Okay, is Lord even knows your inner thoughts. All right, before it even happened, the Lord written about that. That might be just one person. If that mindset is going to take on, as a for the most part, mindset about the wicked of our people when they see the elect and delivered.
That's why I say, wherefore have we erred from the way of righteousness, bro? You have the way of righteousness, I believe the brother quoted it earlier, Isaiah 30. And then Romans, the 10th chapter, backing it up, and then the brother Isaiah 53. Who shall believe our report? You have the way of righteousness right in front of you. But you're erred from that. Why? Because of your lack of faith, all right? Your lack of obedience,
and lack of discernment. That goes to the point again, you being blinded because you can look at something, you're thinking about those abstract paintings, and like, what do you see? You're like, shit, I don't know what the fuck I see. It's just a bunch of random shit. It's like a bunch of shapes, and maybe this, like, like you think about it, looking at a cloud. Sometimes you see certain shapes, you can't really make it up. When you know what it is, unless someone breaks it down for you. You're like, oh, this is the nose, and oh shit, now you see the bigger picture. But that really, that going to the scriptures is just a bunch of words to you to look the Holy Spirit not.
Or you be given the outside. In these last days. You can just come in this thing and be like, yeah, I do all this. I don't know. We don't know who you are. We don't know what's going on. Still say there's no former remembrance of the past. We don't know who destiny yet. We don't know where it's going to lie in the end. You don't know the end of your faith when it comes down to this truth, man. So we're blessed to have the breakdowns of your house while your house shines and to have the eyesight to do hearing in the way of truth, Verse 7, real quick, we weary ourselves in the way of wickedness. Thus, yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as the faith of the Lord, we have not gone. Back to brother up, man. You people are getting ready to experience what it is. I know the way of the Lord. And it's going to come in the way of a form of fasting, okay, in the way of a testament and out of their habitation. So this is you. How about you holiday school, when persecution, okay? You have not known the way of the Lord. Okay, so who have believed our report? See the house of David being raised up and established in 2023.
Back in the Romans 10 and verse 15, it says, and how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
So wherever you see the man of the Lord speaking, okay, that's holy ground, right? That's why, again, this respectfulness of Jake, so they walk or step on his lines, and they even take their time audacity to golf, okay? You know, you're ultimately spitting in the face of the Lord. All right, if you could, all right, but the best thing you do is you do it to his men. All right, so that's indirectly, all right, well, really directly, this is direct rebellion against the Lord, okay? A place that's supposed to be holy, okay, which is going to the feet of prophets. You put hands on them, okay? As Yahusha said, you bear witness, just like your forefathers, man, that you're the ones that kill the prophets, man. All right, you know, these same people, these same children are here on the earth right now, acting as, you know, if they had opportunity, they would try to put hands on us, okay? But as the Lord said, well, some of us are going to have to go through our certain things. As the Lord said, now they have hands prepared, but now the time of all that blood that was spilled is going to be a part of this generation.
Verse 16, but they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
Exactly. So that again, that whole the remembrance being activated, you being educated, I mean, the word being drawn out of you. All right, can't happen unless you hear the word. Okay, remember how you were before you heard the word of the Lord. Okay, that process cannot be started unless you hear the word of the Lord. So that's why again, going to read it again one more time in this chapter, probably do it and get the amos, because this is again going to the situation you niggas about to be put into is you're gonna have to fend for yourself. Okay, what you thought you had it the whole time, you thought this was that, you had to figure it out. Okay, so we say there's a way that seems right onto man, but the end of the destruction, you can figure out that you effed up. And that's where Juan brought out the spirit with us on the 5th chapter. You effed up. Okay, Jake has so to say leeway now because as quoted again, that the people working on that. The Lord is preserving you for destruction. He wants you to see all this evil stuff that's happening because you're gonna know that, as we read earlier, our prophet was among you. Yeah.
Going back in 2nd Ezra 5, it says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number.
That's because well, right? Because who's gonna do that? Who's gonna be a good part of doing that? He said he's going to expose the Lord wicked. Psalm 7 chapter. Okay. Down on Jake's, okay, Jeremiah 37. Going to time of Jacob's trouble because the Lord will use the devil as a witness like he always did, as we say, rule. Okay, he used Esau, even so, white man, the man you trust, you say, oh, we just gonna chill out and keep our head down and make some money. The same thing, you know, with that same mindset you have to apply when it comes down, you can start knocking niggas down. Okay, and that's why again going to wisdom out these things at times, Jake's gonna line up and take that seat here because again, they rather listen to the devil, they rather listen to the men of their own hope. As Yahshua said, prophets without honor is except his own country, paraphrasing. Okay, you know.
Going back in 2nd Ezra 5, finishing off, it says, shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
Amos 8, verse 11. And it reads, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, power and power. I will send a famine of bread, not famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
You know, that's what we're fastly approaching. Okay, you know, we're getting little glimpses of it now. You know, Jake got all scared. There's plenty of times YouTube froze up and locked out. Okay, you know, in the past couple of years, I can kind of feel my hand. Okay, where YouTube wasn't working. Okay, everything you clicked didn't work. You know, glitched out. All right, and that's just try once. Okay, because that's going to happen. Because remember, the devil's getting ready to make war against you people. All right, so what are you going to do when a man makes war? You cut off the source of information. Okay, you don't want intel. Intel is the first thing you attack because now without the communication, now your enemies that pretty much they're in scramble mode. Okay, that's what you niggas gonna do when these properties start rolling. Okay, and those are gonna time it perfectly. Okay, the same time you thought everything's cool, boom. Okay, that's how it always works. Also, always going to example of so-called 9/11, a cloud in the sky. Okay, just a normal day, and all hell broke loose like that. Okay, you know you see people's reactions and you get the story of our apostles and elders, they were happy, okay? And that's just again a glimpse of how, you know, it's going to play out in this time, okay? But read it one more time.
Yeah. Amos 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, come, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread or thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Yeah, but that's when things are going to get really bad. Okay? I think that's Ezra 2 about there should be sweet waters found in the salt waters.
Oh no, that's the
Same chapter. But maybe we'll skip down to it. We probably a couple more verses down, skip down. But again, going into what's going to happen is, again, the Lord's going to, it's good to say, He's going to laugh because He see your day coming.
That's the same spirit we gonna get. So it's chapter. Watch. Gotta get up on the stuff. Like, we'll be the same spirit as I was in the house of the green millstone. We've been tested. You know what it is to go without. It's time for you niggas, right, to go without. Babylon the Great up and running. Man. That's the problem. Babylon the Great is still up and running. You still can go out there and work. You can still go out there and be a nigga, or a slut. Man. But the time of you coming into understanding that, damn, man, I've been going to hell off. That thought is getting ready to be checked, man. That thought is getting ready to be invoked. And a lot of you niggas don't have the stability for these times we're coming into, man. You don't got the fear of the Lord. You don't got the faith. And that's what the purpose of the brother bringing this out, man. A lot of you niggas is getting ready to be swept away by a great number because you don't have the faith, fear, the discernment, all right, and the discipline of the restraining yourself. That's really bow your ear down and hear that this is not regular man speaking. Speaking of me, I said, that's the weakest place is the best English,
Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 15, so right in what you said. It says, hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for the Lord hath spoken. And we just read Romans the 10th chapter, said, faith cometh by hearing. So this is the time where you should be very attentive, like the elders always going to, man. You watching these videos, you should be, especially you knowing this thing, you taking these notes, to read back over these precepts, building your faith up. So I'm read this again. Hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for Yahweh hath spoken. Verse 16. Give glory to the Lord your power before he calls darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains, and while you look for light, which is what? The truth. There's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. While you look for a light, he turned it into the shadow of death and make it grow dark. You see? So that's the time that we come into, man. This is the time that we all should be taking heed, even brothers that's in the truth. And we got to make sure our shit tight, bracing for impact, you know what I'm saying? Just wide tight at all times. Because we come to a great time of judgment, man. You see? But for everybody else that's out there on the other side scoffing at that proverb in Israel that say the vision is far to come or all the visions fail. No, the Lord said this is the time that all visions are gonna be in effect. So prophecy is already rolling, man. You see, but the time of great judgment is coming, and then you're gonna be looking for help. Then you're gonna be looking for truth. Because this is the comfort. You see? So then you're going to be looking for that comfort, like the scripture said in Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. It's a lovely song. You know what? Music relax you. You listen to the right music, of course. So you get some comfort out of that music. You see? So they will come looking for that comfort. But the scripture that we read in verse 1, the second of the 5th chapter, that what? The land is going to be barren, of the word, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, read some more.
Amos 8 and verse 12. They shall wander from sea to sea, from north even east, shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
And that, again, this is all going to play out real time. Okay, you're going to give your best effort after the fact, which is already too late, as the Lord said, the Lord while you may be found. All right, you denied again the time you had to get right. While the store was open, okay, the operating hours, okay, you want to come when the shit's closed, okay, that's already too late, man. All right, so it doesn't say we're going to chase after you. You're going to chase after the men of the Lord, so you're not falling down for them. Okay, but again, going to the high value man, the high value man is the elect man. Okay, really going to the prophet. Okay, that's what goes into to make man more precious than fine gold, because you can't find us nowhere else. Okay, you're not going to go in some library for, this is the library of break. No, okay, that breakdown is going to be within. Okay, and whether you took heed on YouTube or on Highways and Byways, you took your notes or not, or whether the word of the Lord be in you or not. Okay, that's it. Okay, if you don't have it in you, go to the sellers and find, man. Okay, you're gonna find out. Hey, sorry, it's late. It's not close. Okay, but I was gonna.
verse 2. It says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago.
Again, these are all fair warnings. Okay, fair warnings. Right. sounds like a broken record. All right, but all we got was the saying go. All I got to do is be right once, you know. And y'all not considering that. Okay, it's gonna be one day. Okay, well, all this is gonna hit in there perfection. And it's gonna happen so fast. Again, you're not even realizing, man. Okay, you're all just part of prophecy. Everything's all about prophecy. You know, I know.
know that it's true, but they, for some reason, it's a spiritual say that because a lot of niggas know this truth, but they feel like they got time. For some reason, they know you got the truth. Family members, co-workers, people who you close to, they know you got the truth, but for some reason, they feel like in their mind, well, I'm gonna come to him. I'm gonna come to him. And all that will break loose. You know we got the truth, and you over here. Man, the Lord know your thoughts, man. You know, and like the brother said, that's a beautiful Christian because when you try to seek for the Lord is gonna make it dark and gloomy for you. See, they didn't take that grace period as a period kill. This man was telling you the truth the whole time. All right, and go out and still be a nigga or a slut. And then when all hell breaks loose, you're gonna try to run to this man for cover. The scripture in Isaiah 32, he shall be watered in a dry place. You know, he shall be a tempest. Now that all hell breaking loose, you want to come under this man's wing. You be quick. A lot of people be destroyed in that time. The Spirit of the Lord is gonna be on us to talk of who gonna make it and who not gonna make it, man. They gonna get real spiritual out of it, man. You know.
And that's why the Lord's really doing it now. He's separating us from a lot of our so-called loved ones because they gonna try to do us dirty and thou shalt that our man's foes shall be up there on our soul. They gonna try to use subtlety, okay, as we say, could he not trust and a brother for your utterly supplant, okay? Jacob was trying to ultimately supplant Jacob, the ultimate supplanter, okay? But it's not gonna happen. The Lord is gonna have us in our secret place, right? And the Lord knows the heart of people, and you don't know him, okay? So he's gonna separate us from you, okay? Yes, sir. Okay.
It's the book of Second Ezra 5 and verse 3. It says, and the land that thou seest now to have roots, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. Basically, like a thief in the night is gonna catch these people, man. And right now, we're already seeing how the Lord is, moving around. All right, marking each and every single one of them. All right, just like the brother had mentioned, a man should be they of his own household. Yeah. All right, you're gonna have enemies. All right, the scriptures talk about how the love of many is gonna wax cold. Okay, you are gonna see different divisions between different people, between your family. All right, between the people that's out here. So many people are gonna be taken by this number, and the Lord is already marking these people right now. Okay, I'm gonna go back to it. It says, "In the land that thou seest now to have roots, shalt thou see wasted suddenly." All right, so suddenly, man, it's gonna be something that's gonna catch these people like a thief in the night. Okay,
the land that they still have roots, the society, how things is flowing. So this second Ezra 6 and 22, and suddenly till the stone places appear unstone. So we already seeing like the famines, what's the word? They low on eggs and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term. Yeah, pretty much man-made families. We see, you know what I'm saying, through the spirit of God, Yahweh Shah, we're able to see these things, but to the masses of the people, they not watching the news. They ain't realizing that all these food processing plants have been getting destroyed and burnt down. They don't see what's going on. Why? Because Babylon is still up and running. That's why Scripture say, and suddenly to the stone place appear on stone. So it's gonna be that one day you might wake up and shit just way different, you know. You go to work in the morning, by the time you get off, man, the streets in all chaos. Suddenly should it appear on stone. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Yep. Again, it's going to, everything will be put to you because, going to, Boston is down, I'm down to be watching this for decades. So, the trains are moving, a little slower in your eye, okay? But this whole thing's been moving along right on schedule, okay? And you're going to miss the bus stop because why? Because, again, you weren't.
it's the book of Second Ezra 5, jumping down to verse 9. And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another.
Yep, and that salt water found that sweet is going to confusion, right? You're going to get a little bit of truth and a little bit of lies, okay? And you're going to be bugged out even more than what you were before, okay? Because, again, going to people that never heard about Israelites, right? You're not fed with the right doctrine. You can get lost real quick, You know, here it is, you're so close yet so far, and that's why the Lord has these false camps out there. Okay, a lot of false prophets and false teachers because they're going to be led to these people to be destroyed. Okay, that's scary. Okay, the Lord has going to have these niggas out. Okay, for you to run into in that day because we just read in the book of Amos. You looking for the word of the Lord, and what you're gonna find? You're gonna find a saltwater prophet. Okay, and this shit gonna sound so good, and it's gonna be like, damn, this, you know. But he's like, man, this ain't everything. This ain't it. Nigga talking about the CF is spiritual or speaking with white women. It's like, I don't know. Everything else makes sense, but this shit ain't making sense. And then you in a line right about to get that check, and like, man, fuck it, I'll take it. Boom, you're done. Revelation 14 chapter, you better get hit by a nuke. All right. And that's again because that's the you being rewarded by the fruit of your doing. Okay, the Lord did that to you because He hates you, you know, and the Lord's preserving you because why? Because He wants to save you for that awesome benefit. Or profit you right.
Verse 9 again. And salt waters shall be found in the sweet. And
real quick, because they looking now. So now the Holy Spirit saying when because you didn't take heed unto the Lord, and when you go look for that light, behold, He give you gross darkness. You know what I'm saying? So now you're looking for that sweet water, but what the Lord led you to the salt water, to that gross darkness, where you just go wax worse and worse. Yes, sir.
Ready to do it. Here it is. You trying to deceive and trick the Lord, but even the deceiver.
You know, and apostles been going ahead about a prophet being deceived. The Lord deceived that prophet. Yeah. So you're gonna be destroyed with the same way the prophet's gonna be destroyed for that false narrative, man. Okay, because you took heed to that lying lips. It says the evil doer take heed to the lying lips. You know, so you're evil because you took heed to the evil man's words. You know, there's birds of a feather flock together. Okay, it sounded good to you because why? Because you called that good. And two walk together except they be agreed. You know, so again, you think about, man, why the hell is authority and judges do this? Nigga bugged out for how many years? It's because he's saving that nigga from that day for a lot more niggas.
Quick precept, real quick. 7 feet right to the point. 2 Peter 2. That's what up. 2 Peter 2. 7. 2 Peter 2 and verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation. So the Lord knows how to deliver us. The Lord is going to lead us. All right, all throughout the scriptures. Just from the mind, Isaiah 65 and 13. Pointing our children. It's going to be able to provide for us in any situation. To say all things are possible to him that believes. Right? And the Lord showed us on many accounts throughout the history, man, the Old Testament, how the Lord made water to come out of a vessel without end. Okay, food coming from heaven. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Stick it real, the Lord is going to but that's all we got to worry about. When the lights go out, the Lord is going to be with us. He's going to be our light. Okay? But it says, just the point, and to reserve unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. So back to brother up. You wonder why this nigga ain't get judged yet. This nigga's on reservation for a mission. Or a reservation for or for your alternate plan. You don't have nothing in that tank. Now you wonder why the hell all these things happening. You're calling all these bugged out items. All right, and how about some shot from heaven is looking at you years. Going back to the point of this lesson, why there's going to be many swept away because you knew not the way of truth. You despised the counsel of Yahweh Shai setting up his prophets in the corner in 2023. You thought that was the thing wicked. I was thinking of
Going to plagues, goes to Jews say, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, meaning the mind. Okay, so confusion is a plague, so that's the worst thing you can get because there's no remedy for that. Ultimately you just got to be put to death. And that's why this place is called Babylon, the land of great confusion. Fell victim to it because of its simplicity. Okay.
going back in Second Ezra 5 and 9, it says, and salt waters. It says, and salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber.
Right. It's talking about, itself, ultimately going to the wisdom, okay, that's with the man, they're going to be hidden, right? The wisdom that the Lord, and brought down from heaven, that John Baptist until we get delivered and beamed up. You're not gonna be able to find us, okay? Because now we're supposed to be out in the open, okay? It's supposed to say, if the eye shall see thy teachers, all right, but it's coming to a time where the Lord's gonna have us hidden, because it says, when the food man perceives he won't hide himself. Well, the Lord's ultimate prudence, okay? He knows there's a lot of evil gonna be going on, so he's gonna have us hid away something, okay?
That the Lord is getting ready. But he is building the ark. You know what I'm saying? But you want them stuff going, it's not going to rain. The flood ain't going to come. We saw it coming in. Flood. There earlier. But they knew not until the flood coming. The Lord is getting stuff. Door. It's door worse.
Yeah, I thought he was getting that. Go ahead.
Oh, this verse 10.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, come on, verse 10. It says, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found.
Then that equates to our value going through the roof. All right, this truth going through the roof. Okay, this is something you can't purchase. Okay, you can't buy. It's not on the market. Okay, that's what they call priceless. It's not a price you can put on what we have. Okay, and it's completely evident in that time when everybody is going to be seeking what we have. Okay, the whole time they've been giving away for free. They have all these riches, all this wealth. You just giving this shit away for free. You tell them, and they say, "Oh, you tripping? If I gave you rubies and gold, would you hold on to it? Would you give it away?" No, man, you hold on to it. I'll hide it somewhere. All right, and that's what you're supposed to do with this wisdom. All right, But again, Jacobs, they're discerning. Okay, spiritual discerners with this day, they can't figure it out. Well, they can't block them. Daniel chapter says, the wicked shall do wickedly, none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
Verse 10 again. And shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth.
Yep. So when the Lord closes up shop, amen. That's the word. That's gonna be the scariest day of your life. Because when you see us on the highways and byways, then maybe there's still hope. There's still chance. It's still part of the program got to play out. But once you don't see us on the highways and byways, okay, then it's over, okay, and that's gonna be that gut dropping feeling like you just fell from a freaking roller coaster, man. Your heart's gonna stop. Why? Because you're gonna know in your heart, man, this up, it's up. That's what we're favorite.
And you think, Most High advances on the left, God day and night unto him. So he can pull them.
That's a sign of crime. That's why we going to Ezekiel 9:4 talks about a mark of redemption. It's going to be upon a man, okay? Simply said, upon a man, okay? So a man going to have that mark of redemption. So the man being head of the household, all right, that's the order of things. Speaking of Heavenly Father, down to Yahushai, then down to the men, to the woman, to the children, okay? So us signing crime, people just say, y'all just complain, y'all just bad niggas. Well, you're going to see what our sign of crime is going to get us paid off. For it's going to get us pretty much clean slate. Okay, it's going to talk about us being this time of judgment. Okay, so us being full of iniquity, full of sin. All right, wages of death. How are we going to live is because the Lord pardoned us. Okay, and that goes into grace. The Lord, we took this grace period serious.
Yeah, it's being done. So, right now, here it is. These chips that these people, everybody reporting UFO sites. What does that mean? These things are coming down to beam up specific and mark. You know what I'm saying? Getting changed from out of the flesh. See, are you midst of great death and destruction right in front of you, man? Like you getting your shit back. They running through shit, man. No, that's what the brother talking about, man. You're gonna see why your rubies and your gold and none of that shit can save you. Right? From who you fell out the truth for, no, it's not gonna deliver you in that time, man. Scripture say, receive the engrafted word which is able to save you. This word is gonna get us saved. This word is inside of us, man. What you people gonna be looking for, man. Gonna be most valuable in that time. And our value is going up every fucking day, man. That's what you people get ready to see, the true value of wisdom. She's gonna be hidden from you. You ain't gonna have no way to get access to the Lord. See? Why? Because you didn't trust. You weren't built in her, man. No.
That's going to the Lord and turning the tables. That's why it says, Wisdom on third chapter says, in the sight of unwise it seems to die. Right? The sight of the unwise seems like a waste of my time. endlessly doing this nonsense, madness, calling us madmen, bugged out, but that's why what it also says, put our book full of immortality, that we're doing this to live forever. All right, and it sounds so crazy, okay, but you're gonna see crazy in these times to come. Okay, you're gonna wish you was paying attention to what we were saying.
Yeah, verse 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nonetheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall
So the Lord telling all these evil things that are coming upon the earth, but at the end of the day, the Lord said we're gonna be all right. So him saying that until he find faith, right? That's the test. Okay, that's the test. Issue 3 and 10. Okay, the hour of testing. Okay, that's the thing. It's all boiled down to the hour of temptation. Okay, are you gonna stick to the script and believe in Yahweh and Shah? Are you gonna pretty much lean upon your own understanding? Okay, and that's what Satan tries to attack us, physically, mentally. All right, to try to sift us. All right, but again, the point is, can't be moved if you believe in the Lord. Okay, we're again one of the flesh, we're subject to elements. They are core beings, our spirit. If we are the elect, cannot be separated from God. That marriage is number one. Okay, it's the land that's what we're waiting for. Okay, that's how we don't set the covenant yet. Okay, we're waiting to be changed. Okay, from this vow by the to the Lord's glorious body. Okay, and while we're waiting, as the book of Peter, balance, we should be conducting ourselves like children of the light, watching and being that wise steward when the Lord turns to find so finds doing. Hey, so with that, we'll wrap it up. Those will be edifying. That's what we think about praises. Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Jump on to the Elson Foster Millstone. Peace and blessings back to Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.